Welcome to the Ross Patterson Revolution!
Microphone check 1, 2. What is this? Welcome to the revolution. This revolution will not be televised. Actually, that's not true. We will be televised. We will be televised shortly. Live on Facebook, live on the YouTube. I believe that's what the Iraqis are calling it. The YouTube? Are you big on the YouTube? Yes, we'll be there as well. Where else will we be? I don't know. I'm not clairvoyant. I can't read the future. Never been a soothsayer. As a child, I wasn't born with a lion's tooth in my crib or any gypsy tears. I can't read tea leaves. So if you're looking for those answers, go somewhere else. I'll tell you the person you can't go to though for those answers is the Jablers. We got Jesse Wiseman on the show.
What an intro.
You can't read people's minds, Jesse.
No.
You can't read people's minds.
No. You can.
I saw you once getting a manicure, and you faked it though to an Asian woman. She put out her hand. You were like, "Give me your hand. I'm gonna read your fortune." And you read a fake fortune to an Asian woman once in a strip mall in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Oh my gosh, that was good times, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Wasn't it?
And you vaguely said to her, you were like, "You're gonna meet the man of your dreams, and he's gonna take you out of here." She didn't speak English, and I thought that was a nice thing that you did.
I was so high.
I know, and
so high. I thought I could.
I thought that was a really nice thing you did. The fumes had got to you.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you're huffing nail polish before you actually apply it to your fingers. That's just a tip for you ladies out there. It's $8 extra, and you can huff on it before they actually paint it on your fingers.
It's the only way to get it done. It's the only way to get it done. It's the only way to roll.
Same with going to a dentist. You give him an extra Finsky, it'll really change a guy's attitude, and he'll hike up that tank. He'll hike up that tank for you, you know? Yeah. You start fishing out, dreaming of things that you did in college. Your mind's doing cartwheels like an 8-year-old. Ugh. Good times. Is that
welcome. A $5 bill?
Well, it's a Lincoln. It's a Lincoln.
Okay.
I don't know if they changed it. I think Tubman's going on the 20, but I think they kept the Finsky at a Lincoln. I think they kept it at a Lincoln. I don't know when. By the way, I don't know when old H Tubbs is going on the 20, but I can't wait to get my hands on it. I have a feeling I'm going to be using a lot more cash in my life.
Yep.
I'm a credit card guy. I have a feeling, though, when those H Tubs come out, I'm going to be just dropping Tubmans on people.
Dropping Tubs, dude.
And just running away.
Is that going to be a thing?
Just running away. I hope so. I'll make it a thing.
You just made it
I'll make it a goddamn thing.
All right, done.
Welcome to the show, kids. As you know, we got a few sponsors that pay for the revolution to go out on these airwaves we call the interwebs. First up out of the gates. We got a young stallion coming out of those gates. We got a secretariat coming out of those gates. We got a war horse coming out of those gates. I'm talking about StrikeForceEnergy.com. Holy shit. I'm a huge fan of StrikeForceEnergy.com. This, kids, is the finest energy drink in the land. Does it come in a can, you ask? Fuck no, it doesn't. Does it come in a glass? No. Does it come in a Dixie cup? No. It comes in a tiny little tin pouch. You just rip it open on the go. It's about as big as your pinky finger. You can carry about, 5,000 in a backpack if you wanted. You will never, ever have to lug around heavy metal clinking cans like you're a fucking homeless person trying to collect change at the end of the month. You don't need it. StrikeForceEnergy.com has all your energy needs in a tasty, tiny little tin pouch. It goes in everything. It goes in beers. It goes in waters. It goes in sodas. It goes in every drinkable potion you've ever concocted in your entire life. And it keeps you going. 5-hour energy is a fucking joke. Red Bull, snooze fest. I'm still sleeping on the job. Strikeforce Energy, bing, bing. Both your irises are at fucking max level exposure all day long on StrikeForceEnergy.com. Go to the website, Type in the promo code REVOLUTION. You get 20% off of all your energy drink needs. You can buy a 10-pack. You can buy a bottle that squirts out 100 of these motherfuckers. Or you could go to the subscription of the month club and have it sent to your house every month like I do. I live off this shit. Pre-workout. Midday crash right after a nice hearty lunch. I drink this shit. I love it. StrikeForceEnergy.com. Type in the promo code REVOLUTION. 20% off. Next up. Boy, god damn it, do I love these guys. I'm talking about Van Sant Law. Yes, Van Sant Law. It's time to drop the hammer of justice on people. Look, kids, if you're looking for the best personal injury lawyers in the entire world, Van Sant Law. They're out of Atlanta, Georgia, but they work at it everywhere because they're the fucking best. They travel. If you've been in a car accident, if you've been in a truck accident, trip and fall, medical negligence, semi-truck accident, if you got a neck injury, wrongful death, let's say your boss is sexting you, let's say lewd acts are going on, who the fuck are you going to call? You're going to call Van Sant Law. Get him on the horn. So they'll win you millions, kid. I'm gonna run through some of their hits in the last few months. 3.25 million settlement, 3 million settlement, 2.3 settlement, 1.6 settlement. They get you your money and they get it in your motherfucking pockets, dude. Van Sant Law are the best personal injury lawyers on the planet. Good buddy of mine runs the whole ship. David Van Sant, one of the finest people I know.
Let's go to a recording of someone that has been helped by him.
Sure.
This is Creech McCready. Van Sant Law got me $3.5 million.
Yeah, that's Creech McCready, kids. So imagine you. If you're saying to yourself, hey, I feel like I'm a little smarter than Creech McCready. I feel like I've done my job a little better than Creech McCready. I would probably win more money. Goddamn right you probably would. Creech McCready was a fucking idiot. You're not. And they still got 3.5 for Creech McCready.
3.5. And thank you, Van Sant, for sending us that recording. That was really...
Yeah, that was live.
helpful.
He didn't send that. The courthouse did.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, courthouse sent that.
So that was...
So here's where you need to go. For free consultations, call 1-855-GA-INJURY. That's 1-855-GA-INJURY. Or you can call this other number, 404-991-5950. 404-991-5950. That is Van Sant Law. This is what they do for a living. Fucking ring them up. Ring them up. Big fans. Next up, we got carnivoreclub.co. Oh, it's a .co.
You know they got their shit together.
I caught a CO falling asleep on death row. I grabbed his gun and he did what I said so. Go to carnivoreclub.co. Here's what it is, kids. It is the finest meats in the entire world, boxed, gift wrapped, and then sent to your fucking house. I can't even believe it's a real service, but it is. They are the tastiest meats in all the land. They scour the earth looking for these fucking meats, just so that it's the top quality shit, and things you would never think of. Like, oh hey, fuck, the spicy spreadable pork. Didn't know that existed. They do it. The salami.
Oh my god!
God damn it!
Favorite
salami. It's like they're making it in fucking Italy.
Yeah.
What do you want from me? I'm Italian. It's like they're making it in Italy, shipping it down. There was one type of meat that I had from them that I called the owner. I called Tim Ray, and I was like, hey, not real sure what this is. I think I accidentally threw the label away, and I was eating it pretty quickly. And he was like, you know what that was? That was a llama's leg from Calcutta, India.
Interesting.
Yep.
You loved it.
They scour the earth for the finest meats in the land. That's what the fuck they do.
Yeah.
Do they breed live pandas just because the meat is so good and put that in a box? Maybe they do. I don't know. I don't know what these meats are. They're that goddamn good that I don't know if I'm eating a live panda. But I will say this, it'll change your life. And if you're looking for that person that is hard to shop for, get a fucking meat of the month subscription, and he'll love you forever. He'll love you for maybe you're gay and you're having a hard time coming out. So get him a box of meat that'll break the ice. Maybe he'll let you stick it in. Type in the promo code REVOLUTION. You get 20% off at carnivoreclub.co. Next up, we got Wilmington Brewery. Good old Wilmington Brewery. My favorite beer that's ever been made. If Jesus made beer himself, made a fine craft beer, I can only imagine this is his beer. This would be the beer that he made. Mm-hmm. I saw they just opened up the tomb in Israel, and I would think in his chalice would be some of this fine Wilmington Brew Co. beer.
Which one? Do you think he would like?
My favorite is the Sneaky Goose.
So probably God would like, or Jesus.
Yeah,
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
Jesus
would love that one as well.
Yeah, I think he likes. I think he'd like the Sneaky Goose because it's a 13.6 and it gets you real fucked up.
That.
It gets you where you need to go. You know what I'm saying?
Are you serious?
Gets you where you need to go. You don't have to take a bus. Just drink some Sneaky Goose. You'll get you where you need to go. You can cancel that Uber. This will get you where you need to go.
Yeah.
The Sneaky Goose is my fave. Their sour beers are dope too. I know I'm a sour guy. They got thick beers too. Like the Blair's Breakfast. Big fan. Right now they're currently only in North Carolina, but they're on tap in almost every single restaurant here in North Carolina. Get you some. And if you're in Wilmington, North Carolina, pop on by the Wilmington Brewery and tell them Ross Patterson sent you. Now you're a big fan of the Ross Patterson Revolution. Last but not least, we have arguably the finest novel ever written by man, woman, or child, and not only this earth, but in the entire fucking universe. I'm talking about At Night She Cries While He Rides His Steed. Yeah, the first ever romance novel for dudes. Get on the fucking horse. If you're ready to laugh your dick and balls off, get At Night She Cries While He Rides His Steed. If you're ready to read vulgar shit on another level, get At Night She Cries While He Rides His Steed. You're ready to tell your coworker to shut the fuck up. Gain some courage by reading At Night She Cries While He Rides His Steed. It's written by a little man named Ross Patterson. He's got a heart of gold and a tummy full of no fucks. He's a man that's never played tummy sticks in his entire life either. Go to Amazon.com, Walmart.com.
That there's anything wrong with that.
Not there's anything wrong with that. He just hasn't done it.
Right.
To his knowledge. To his knowledge. He could have been blacked out and somebody could have gotten naked and rolled around on him.
Sure.
He doesn't know that.
Where can
and he
we
also
get
refers to himself in the third person.
Okay, where can we get
Walmart.com, BarnesandNoble.com, Amazon.com, bookstores everywhere. It's the greatest thing you will ever read in your entire life. It's also available on Audible.com. So go to Audible.com and listen to my fine, sweet, sexy voice narrate it. Big fan of that book. Wonder why. Right from the top, from the get-go, I want to get into one of the reasons why we do this show. It's because we don't make apologies for things here. I'm not going to issue apologies. It's going to have to be something pretty fucking rare for me to apologize for something. Like I'm going to have to predict the death of Betty White skydiving, where I'm like, oh man, it was April 16th. That bitch Betty White she couldn't skydive. She fell out of a plane, and it would have to be something that intense that I would have to issue an apology for, because I've been seeing a lot of it lately. People flub a word here and there, and then they have to issue an apology.
I just saw another one recently.
I know.
It's just like
everybody's butthurt over every fucking thing. That we're not doing that on this show. Under no circumstances. Unless Mark Zuckerberg is like, hey man, I'm going to pull your fucking show from Facebook if you don't apologize for making fun of Asians or something. He's married to an Asian, but
that's the amazingness of the podcast. Like you don't ever have to apologize.
Yeah.
You don't ever have to issue an apology. If you offended somebody, which I don't know if you ever would.
Yeah, boy.
You're a little
boy.
lamb,
I'd be surprised if I could get through
boy.
18 minutes, without offending somebody.
But the point is, if you're offended by your opinion, you can just not listen.
Not listen. Don't watch the show.
Right.
Don't listen. Also, I'm not owned by a corporation.
No.
So it's not like I'm working for ESPN and you can suspend me from the air for what I said or what I did or, passing a note to the makeup woman. We don't have that here. You know what I'm saying? We get a small studio.
Yeah.
A handful of workers.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it.
Small staff that all sign a release that they must be harassed.
Yeah. And if they were wearing or had on their person any safety pins, they'd turn them in.
Turn them in.
Turn in the safety pins.
Fired immediately.
Yeah, fired immediately.
We live by our own rules.
Yeah. It's a lot like Westworld.
It's Westworld out here. I was just gonna say
it's that. We're off the grid on that Westworld.
Yeah.
Like we're way out there
Yeah.
where it's like we're fucking Navajos, bro. And I probably just offended some Indians with that. And for that, I'd like to say I'm sorry. Yeah.
No.
Not a fucking prayer.
No. To that point, do you feel like that's part of the reason why maybe Trump was elected, or why so many people were ready for an unapologetic world?
I don't know, because half the nation right now is apologizing for that and everything that's going on right now. Every statement he makes, every fucking tweet he sends, everything, someone out there is apologizing for it.
Really?
Yeah, every single day. And
he personally is not.
He's not.
Right.
But everybody else is.
Right.
You read statements online where it's, because I'm on Twitter a lot. I'm on Facebook a lot.
Yeah.
And I read statements all the time saying this exact phrase in particular. Dear world, I'm sorry for our president.
Yes.
Dear my children, I'm sorry for what this country has become. Dear my fucking Aunt Sally,
open letters all over the place.
God, so apologies, open letters. Like I'm fucking done with it. Write a fucking open letter to yourself about how to write a fucking letter better, or to go out and vote better. What the fuck else do you want at this point? Like I'm tired of hearing it. It's 4 years. Great. If you don't like it in 4 years, fucking change it. That's the rest of the world right now. So get out there and get after it. Like and the rest of it, I don't understand the rest of why everybody's apologizing for everything in this fucking world right now. It just doesn't make sense. I don't know if it's whether or not they want the attention on themselves to where they're like, oh, if I apologize for something and come out and say that I'm this.
Some people, yeah.
It's kind of like those kids in school, when you're growing up who are sick and they just want to tell you about it. It's like, oh yeah. I wasn't feeling well today. I didn't come to school. I was just, oh my God, Clarice, were you okay?
Yeah.
Were you okay? Do you want us to bring you anything? Should we throw you a party? Should we buy you something? Should we get you a gift? Should we get you a fucking pony, a race car, a fucking Bronco? Like, what do you want? It's like, is everybody saying this to just get attention on themselves? Do they not have anything else to talk about during the day? What is the real answer? Because I bet you, if you fucking interviewed these people, 95% of them, if you confronted them face to face and you said, hey, are you really sorry about this? People would be like, oh no, I just,
No, because
heat
you
of the
said
moments.
it.
Yeah, I was behind I was a keyboard warrior. I was behind my thing. I didn't really mean that. So, and that's my guess that I don't think people really, really mean this shit. I think it's more of an attention grab. Now, I think on a network standpoint, and radio for that matter, I think they're forced into it because of sponsors and who you're afraid of losing, what audience you're afraid of alienating, in particular television, since the ratings are going down and people are cutting the cord. You're trying to gather the broadest audience you can and the most amount of viewers you can possibly gather.
Yep.
Therefore, if you say something even mildly offensive, corporate's going to come down and say, hey, man, you better issue an apology. You're fucking fired. There's too many people that want your goddamn job. ESPN, I would say over the last 2 years, has been the biggest out of that.
For apologizing?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And making their on-air employees apologize. And which is shocking because you think of ESPN and you're like, oh.
For opinions that they had at the moment.
Yeah. Oh, and wherever they were. But you think of ESPN and you're like, oh, it's a man's network. It's a man's network. Yeah, you can grab a little tush in the makeup room, no bigs. You can send a dick pic to somebody, no big deal. And even the girls, man. There was a thing with Britt. I think it's McHenry or I'm still lost on her last name. She looks a lot like Tommy Lahren, who does the Blaze interviews. Super bright blonde hair. She got her car towed one night, and she went in, talked to the tow truck employee. It was this overweight woman, a typical fucking person who's working at a tow truck place.
Yeah, Britt McHenry.
Yeah, Britt McHenry.
Yeah,
they got into it. She had to issue a public apology because this woman released this tape of her saying what a bitch she was and all this other shit. But it's like, man, when I saw that, I was like, truthfully, fuck, you know how many times I've cursed at a fucking tow truck driver? I can't even I can't even count.
So it was a video that was released?
Yeah, it was video. And it had audio with it, which
that's a whole other thing.
Crazy.
Yeah.
But it's like, dude, your car is towed. Chances are you're in the fucking heat of a moment. You know goddamn well the clerk was being a bitch. Because her audio was magically like not that clear. And
right.
the edits sunk up weird where it was like,
right.
Oh, we didn't see what she said to Britt McHenry before this all shook out. And, she's got to issue this apology, and I don't really fucking... But it's like, dude, I remember, no lie, too. And I remember when this went down, the day after it went down, I remember seeing that, and I fucking tweeted, I bet you if you went through my Twitter feed, you can find it. I tweeted her individually, and I said, hey, don't worry about stupid shit like this in life. This will go away, and you will not fucking... This won't be a story in like a week.
Right.
And I said, I think at the end of it, I said something to the fact of like, we've all just said worse to the tow truck people because we have.
Oh, God.
I don't know one person who's ever been towed and was like, oh, thanks, Jim.
I'll
see you in a
sorry.
few. Oh,
yeah.
you need $380 in cash and it's going to be in East Los Angeles?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, perfect. I'll see you soon. Yeah.
I've done worse, but yeah.
You've chased your car down. You've gotten angry at, I've thrown shit. I threatened a motherfucker once. I fucking bowed up to this guy. I said, look, here's the deal. Because the car wasn't up yet. And he's trying to tell me to back away from the vehicle. Back away from the vehicle. I need to let him tow my vehicle. And I was like, bullshit, I don't. So I said, look, you have one of two choices. I can run over your fucking arms. You can be a reverse Lieutenant Dan. Or I'm going to drive the fuck out of here. And that's going to be it. And he was like, you're not fucking going nowhere. Got in my fucking face. And I was like, great, then let's settle this here. And if you can fucking beat me in a fight, then you can tow my fucking vehicle. If I kick the shit out of you, though, I'm just going to leave you in the fucking street. And, dude, a neighbor ended up calling the police. The police came. I didn't have to do it. They didn't tow my car or anything. No report was filed.
They didn't tow it?
They did not because it was not
You
up
won.
on the... I did. I won that one.
You won that? That's a huge win.
It is, but I've lost some other ones.
Sure, we've all
because the
lost.
car wasn't up yet, and I was leaving.
Dang.
That they couldn't get me for it. But there's another one where there was again, I lived in Los Angeles for 16 years. I went to a 7-Eleven. We were going to a house party Friday night, running in to grab some beer to bring to a house party at a 7-Eleven on Cahuenga.
I know it well.
Yeah,
I know
you know
it
it well. It's a block up north of Sunset. It's between Sunset Boulevard and Hollywood
It's that one
Boulevard.
you go to after
Hollywood.
El Compadre.
Yeah.
And then you hit that one up to go home.
Yeah. Or to go to parties or wherever you're going in
yeah.
the hills. So we were going to party up in the hills somewhere, and just bringing some casual beer. Like a 12er. Nothing like a 12er of like relatively nice beer, like Rolling Rock at the time or whatever it was. Even though I fucking hate Rolling Rock now.
Okay. Yeah.
And I went in. And my friend was in the passenger seat. So I kept the car running. My friend's in the passenger seat. That parking lot's got like 4 spaces. They're all filled up.
Oh, yeah.
There's nowhere to go there. And there's no street parking. There's no nothing. It just takes you to the freeway at that point, right after that. Parked in a handicap spot. Went in, grabbed my beer. I was in and out of the store in, I would say under 90 seconds because there was nobody in line. Went in, grabbed my beer, paid cash, came out. A police car, an actual Los Angeles police officer pulled up.
Oh, not a parking enforcement?
No, not a parking enforcement guy. Not a tow truck guy. Nothing. And they pulled up behind me, wrote me a ticket for being in the handicap zone, and then waited for the tow truck, and they wouldn't move the police car.
So you couldn't get out?
Couldn't get out. They blocked us in. Dylan's in the car. My buddy is in the car. He's in the passenger seat. And I'm like, hey, I got to there's a man in here. It wasn't like I had just intentionally parked this car and was going to a fucking underground rave. I got my friends in the car, and the car's on. The car's on. Yeah, but yes. So I told him this. I said, look, I am in a handicapped spot.
Sure.
You want to cop me that ticket? Cop me that ticket. I'll take it. Don't tow my fucking car. And they were dicks, and that was that. So like, yeah, I've had some other stories. Most of the stories, though, I will say, most of my towing stories, I was in the wrong. I parked in the wrong fucking spot. Granted, the signs in Los Angeles are ridiculously confusing because there's 19 signs glued to one fucking pole in the ground. And it's like, don't park here between 3:18 and 4:42 on Tuesdays. Don't park here between 2:15 a.m. and then 1:30 p.m. on the 30th of every month. And you're like,
if you have mannequins in your car, you are able to stay here for 2.5 hours plus.
Yeah,
like
I would have needed fucking Mel Gibson and Joaquin Phoenix from Signs to help me figure out what the fuck was going on top of that pole. And that
story.
Yeah. So, but in hindsight, looking back at all of the signs after I got towed, yes, 1 out of those 9 signs was correct. I was parked in the wrong place. I got fucking towed. Each time it was usually the same place in East Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Or somewhere shittier.
Yeah.
There's one in Santa Monica as well, which is a sweet, fucking $30 ride from Hollywood. In case you're there. Because if you park in West Hollywood or, right there, to frequent the gay bars or wherever the fuck you're going.
Sure.
They'll take it down to Santa Monica.
Yeah.
So you're like, shit.
You're
now
right
I gotta
on
get
that cusp.
Yeah, you're right on that cusp.
Yeah.
And then you're going all the way down there. Not one single time have those people been pleasant or understanding or cool. And it's always like, you got cash? Great, it's $380.
It's legal extortion, really.
Yeah.
It's like the last bastion, the mob, really. Legal. They're just like, well, you are in the wrong. And you're like, yeah, because 1 minute, it's like, but they gotcha.
Yeah. And it's like, look, I'm sorry you were in the prison system for 18 years, and now you're, going to operate the fucking tow truck company. Fuck you.
Yeah.
But
the point is it's a losing battle. Just park where don't park.
It's a losing battle in the end. And,
in Los Angeles, for sure.
Yeah.
That's just big money for them.
And this ended up being a huge rant about Britt McHenry.
All from
she started it.
Apologies.
Don't apologize.
Don't apologize.
Yeah.
Don't apologize.
And you know what else? Don't apologize for dick pics.
What?
Don't apologize for dick pics. We had a little convo today.
We did.
We had a convo today.
We did.
There was
I might have found some dick pics.
Dick pics on my phone. Dick pics on my phone.
Your dick, other people's dicks, black dicks.
Lot of dicks.
This dick's for you, Greg.
Yeah.
Like what? And I was just very.
You were confused.
I was confused,
is what you were.
And I wasn't. I just needed a tiny explanation,
a clarification of what was who are these dick pics for, and where was I sending them to?
Right. And I was like, you bet. It was like a little bit of a confrontation, and to which you said,
yeah,
they're for my buddies.
Yeah, but they're always
and all guys
for
do
my
it.
friends.
And I'm like, what?
Yes,
Yeah.
Always for my friends. I know I've done. We did a Drinking Bros episode where I talked about some dick pics that were fun one time.
Right.
And I did an interview about it once as well in the past. But I'll clarify it for the world on the show.
Please.
I don't think in this day and age it is smart to send dick pics. I think now everything is screenshotted by people just in case, or to show their friends or whatever.
You have to apologize for it. Yeah.
If that gets out there, you're fucked essentially. I've also had some people in my life go through that on the female side, where they had some nudes out there of themselves. One was a mutual friend of ours.
Yes, I know.
And
she handled it well, though.
Well,
you told her what to do. I think.
We chatted about it. She was an actress, relatively famous. She was getting blackmailed by an ex-boyfriend for these nude pictures that were for him, and he said he was going to release them after they broke up. And instead of her, letting him get the best of her, she called her agent and said, "Hey, find me a part where I can go topless, where I can go nude." And the agent's like, "What?" told her the story, booked her on a thing on HBO.
We won't say,
Not that
but
that's
yeah.
We won't say what it was because look, every fucking show on in the history of HBO has got nude chicks in it.
Yeah.
Which is rad.
Which we're not pissed about.
Yeah, and then she beat it. She beat the cause, beat the rap, got over and done with. Look,
get ahead of it.
Yeah, being married and whatnot, like blasting out dick pics, like that would be the first thing that would come back to you.
Yeah.
In any fashion of like, oh my God, did so and so really did this or did something? Yeah, he did. How do you know? Well, here's a dick pic. Cool, because you can't dispute that.
Right.
A dick is like snowflake.
Sure.
You know, no two dicks look the same, so
yeah.
it's not like you can fake it and say that's not my dick. It is your fucking dick.
Right.
That's something you can't get out of. That's a lie that you're definitely not getting out of. That being said, when I do find dick pics awesome, is to send to your buddies.
Okay. And that's something that you guys just all do.
All do. Well,
okay.
It depends. Like the prudish ones don't do it.
Sure.
And this is dated back to high school for me. Where it's just the most creative ways you can display your dick and balls to somebody just brings a bravo out of the locker room.
Right.
Football practice, everything. Had a dong off with Greg Darnell one time. Two biggest dongs on the football team. This is a rivalry, a dong rivalry for years. And we laid it down one time after a practice. Everybody was like, lay it down. Let's lay it down on the bench inside the locker room. Measure up. I'm still convinced this day he tugged it up a little bit beforehand. I can't prove it. I don't have video evidence of it. I can't. It's not World Star Hip Hop.
You didn't poke it. Make sure it was.
Couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Couldn't grab it either because that's gay. Because that would make me gay at that point.
Right.
So instead, we went by the dong off. He won, whatever. I will say this: there was no losers that day, though. There was no losers that day because that story leaked, got around the entire high school, and it was
legends.
like, oh yeah, and it was like, oh, what Ross had the second biggest dick, like on the football team. Ugh, darn.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
win.
Cry me a river, cry me a river, cry me. So I'm not gonna be bashful about that. Then yeah, I'm gonna give you you know what today I'm gonna give you Ross Patterson's Dick Past, the ghost of Dickmas Past. So we'll start. That was my high school years.
Sure.
Yeah.
So
now I'm gonna go to. I tell you what, just cut that and add that there. Sorry, when I have to take a drink. I need you to fill that gap.
Okay.
Just cut that there and then just pick it up. So I'm gonna go to my college years. My college dick.
Okay.
It was my college dick time.
The ghost of college.
My dick's in college.
Dick.
It's growing up.
Yeah.
It's 18.
Sure.
18 years old. Young man, young sprightly man, joined a fraternity. Love the fraternity. Had a blast. Met some cool peeps. Did a lot of gay shit.
Yeah, that's what I know
of fraternities. Yeah. Same with the military. We do a lot of gay shit. Just because we think it's funny. We also think it's funny to make other people be like, oh, dude, are you fucking looking at my dick? Dude, are you gay? You fucking gay, bro? I mean, man, what the, dude, that's your fucking dick, dude, that's your fucking dick. It was a lot of that. Right. So then you're really outside the box because you're not out of high school anymore. You're grown up, you're out in the world. Then you can really let the imagination run wild of like, how can I really get people?
And it's still all about getting people with the creative.
Yes. So first, it started
presentation.
Start off with some I like to call it was more or less. I was very who's that director who did Royal Tenenbaums? Paul Thomas Anderson. Oh, that's right, Wes Anderson. Both of those guys are great. The Andersons are great.
Sure.
Wes Anderson. So I went very Wes Anderson with my dick creativity. So the first one I called the Dead Mouse. And what I would do is I carved a hole in the side of a shoebox. I put my dick in there, but I went out to the front yard of the fraternity. I grabbed leaves. I grabbed some grass, some rocks. So I made it like a habitat. So when I opened
diorama.
When I opened up the lid and I was like, hey, I found this fucking dead mouse out in the yard. And they were like, no, no, no. And I opened, and they were like, let me see it. And I was like, I don't know what to do with it. Like, I put it in this box because I wanted to bury it, but like, I don't know what to do with it. I'd open it up. Boom! Like a huge eruption. 8 people. I just made gay immediately, and I was like, oh!
That's a good one.
Yeah. So it got even more and more creative. I just kept amping it up. We had a chef. He was in the Vietnam. He was our chef. Weird guy. Weird fucking guy.
Always.
I would say not unlike the guy from Wet Hot American Summer.
Yes, that was the first thing
Christopher Maloney's character.
First thing that came to mind.
Yeah,
for
he
sure.
was kind of like that, but not as cool.
Sure.
But you could tell like he had maybe killed somebody, like probably a kid or something, like an Asian kid over there, like a Vietnamese kid.
Yeah, and it would
like,
haunt him sometimes.
Yeah. It would like, but nothing crazy. Like he was this badass that jumped out fucking, icing 20 people at a time. Like you could tell he just did something really fucked up in private. Maybe killed a prostitute or something like when he was off, and then like there was that type of darkness, but I never got into it with him like that.
Okay.
So anyways, I would go down and I would ask him for different things. So I started off with a hot dog bun. And then we had these things called late plates, where it's styrofoam plates that kind of clasped together, so you opened it up.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and it was called a late plate. So you left it for people or whatever, and anybody who got back late from school or from class, they had this late plate. Yeah, it was a nice thing.
Yeah,
went to the Ohio State University. Nice university.
Sure.
They do things like that.
Plates, yeah.
So anyways, I was cutting a hole in the bottom of it, of the late plate, and I would put it in a hot dog bun. And I would be like, hey guys, man. So the people that came home would be like, hey guys, I know you've been studying hard. Like, Richard was the chef's name. I was like, man, Richard made you a late plate. And they were like, oh, fuck, man, that's cool. I'd open it up. I was like, yeah, we got hot dogs today. It's pretty cool. And I open up, boom! There's my dick laid out through this dog. Yeah, fuck you, dude.
Mustard.
Fuck you.
Ketchup.
Taco Tuesday. Taco Tuesday was an all-timer for me. Because I put chips, salsa, sour cream in the plate. I put some lettuce on my penis, and I put it in a taco shell, in a hard taco shell. Yeah. So it was just like, boom, happy Cinco de Mayo. People were getting blasted with dicks.
Right.
Then my coup de grace, I would say, junior and senior year, was something I called the dead bird. There was a bird that had smashed it. For some reason, smashed in this one window on the second floor. There was always this fucking dead bird.
Same dead bird.
No, it was usually because we'd clean it, but nobody wanted to clean it. And it was just like different birds. Finally, you had to put an X on the window with tape. People said that got rid of it, so they couldn't see the reflection or whatever the fuck it is. I'm no scientist.
Sure.
Never pretended to be. Sure. Certainly don't have a degree in science.
We know. We know.
So I did this thing called the dead bird, where I would, if anybody was sitting on a couch watching TV or watching the game or whatever was going on, I would sneak up behind them. Other people would see me in the room doing this. I would unzip my pants. I would put my dick and my balls, but I would drape it just over their shoulder. And it's light enough that like it would take you 4 or 5 seconds, and I'd be like, hey, dude, look at that, and then they turn the beat. Oh my God, your fucking dick is on me. Why is your fucking dick on me?
And that's the dead bird.
That's the dead bird.
Okay.
So this, obviously this continued. And then, with camera phones and all that shit, then you're just trying to find the most horrific dick pics you can to send your buddies. Shit like that.
Yeah. So that's when you graduate. You just graduate into texting.
Sexting other people's dick pics at that point, because you're like, creativity's gone. I would say your most creative dick years.
You peak.
Yeah, you peak in college. After that, it's because I would say that's when you're pro, and then after that, it's you're heading for retirement. After that, it's tough to keep that alive, and that's that.
You have to choose from other people. Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, so that's why. So that's your explanation for having a bunch of other guys. Yeah, because they.
The funniest thing is, before you said that to me, I was thinking, like, what if I lost my phone? Somebody went through.
Oh.
Scrolled through the pictures. There'd be I have, like, I don't know, I don't even know how many pictures on my phone. Probably, I think it's 10 or 11,000 somewhere in there.
Yeah.
A good 1,000 are probably dicks. What would someone say? Bro, why do you have 1,000 dicks on your phone? Like,
Okay, so that's the question. Like, would another guy be like, I get it? Do you know what I mean? Like,
yes.
do you think it's that common?
If I had found that phone,
Okay,
I would be like,
you'd
that's a bro, and I would be
that's
laughing
a funny guy. He
Yeah.
finds the male genitalia hilarious, which I think a lot of people should.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
A lot of
Like,
people should.
If you don't, then you can't be friends with you, apparently.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, if you're like, oh, no.
If you don't find that funny, then you're not. Chances are we're not buddies.
Yeah.
We don't
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
hang out.
I got you. I got you.
Yeah, we're not going to Applebee's together and sharing
So
some.
it's a
some
large
pea skins.
percentage
Yeah.
of guys that
Well-
think that it's funny and, use it. Use it.
I would
You
think.
got it.
I would
Flaunt
think.
it.
But here's the thing. Like, I also don't think dicks are attractive.
That's what I mean. Is
So
you
like,
think
I would
they're
never.
funny.
That's the other part of this story is like, to a girl, I would never send my dick. Like, I don't think a dick is an attractive thing on a man's body where you're like, oh man, this is worthy to send.
Fair enough. It's not.
What's your theory on dick pics? How do you feel about them?
I'm in a small percentage where I don't mind getting the dick pic and I actually kind of like it, but I will say,
From me or just from anyone?
I mean, from you.
Oh boy, you're disgusting.
What?
People send you dick pics, like random dick pics on Facebook or anything?
No, dude.
Never?
I actually don't, and I'm a little bit offended. And for this, I haven't been roofied ever
I don't get-
either.
I've been roofied.
You have been roofied,
I have been
so
roofied.
there's another
But wait,
thing.
by a gay guy.
So there's another thing you got that
I was
I
at
don't.
but I was at a bar and I was with my friends and this bartender was chatting me up and then all of a sudden, needle on the record and I could feel it and I was like, oh shit, I got to get out of here. Violently ill for probably 2 days, like just constant vomiting.
So jealous.
Yeah. I've never, because you joke about getting roofied all the time. Till it happens, you're like, oh shit.
Well, I joke about it from an insecurity level, where it's like the same reason why a dick pic makes me feel like good. But like I told you, sending me flowers would do the exact same thing. And also, just a little word of advice: you need to put a newspaper next to your dick pic because we know you're recycling.
To verify that.
Yeah, because we know you're sending. You have a little
stock
where it's like it looks good. It was a good day,
get a bank of
whatever
dick
it
pics,
may
yeah.
be.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're sending that one, which you probably have sent to
thousands of people. Yeah.
So, and that doesn't feel good. Like I want it to be in the moment.
Personal.
This is how I feel
Personal,
right
yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want to see the newspaper of Pearl Harbor in the background.
No.
Where you're like, dude, you've been sending that same dick pic since the
that
40s,
would be a whole
bro.
nother set
Since
of
the
issues.
fucking 40s.
Yeah.
Stop sending the dick pic from the 40s.
Get an update the DP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Update the dick pic.
I don't know, but again, I'm in a small percentage, and also I don't have to deal with that.
But
People on Facebook have to deal with it. Girls have to deal with it. I
know.
can honestly say that I don't. Like, I do not get it. Hopefully, I send out the vibe that that's not something that's going to work or is warranted in any way.
Well, after you just did a fucking podcast about it that goes out to a gajillion people, so you probably just invited a bunch of DPs your way.
No, no, thank you.
Might have to shut down that messenger. Yeah, I'm
thank
surprised
you.
I don't get more nudes. That's a big thing online right now. Send nudes. Everybody's putting send nudes
we
on everything.
both send out that kind of vibe. Like we're happy and we're like that's not even something that's going.
Yeah, but it makes you feel good. Like I'm with you, where you're like, that'd be nice occasionally, but doesn't happen enough. Doesn't happen enough. Now, for women, it's a different story. Like for me personally, I think a lot of people, women are beautiful. Their bodies are beautiful. Their figures are beautiful. All of that stuff. So sending out nudes in that respect is like, oh, hey, that's a nice thing. Like that's a beautiful woman.
Right.
Whereas a dick is just kind of like,
very aggressive.
It's kind of like, oh yeah, that older elephant's attractive. Like,
right.
It's
Yeah.
It's not a sweet sight.
No.
And there's not too many crazy variations where you're like, oh, look at that guy's uncircumcised or whatever. Like that's not a polite thing. If you got to pull the elephant skin back, like what are you gonna send out those? You know?
Yeah.
Send out those to your loved ones. Like,
okay. Yeah.
you're gonna
To your loved ones.
Yeah, well, the people you're loving
Christmas
for the
card.
moment.
Yeah.
No, but more of the people like that. You blast out that "you up" text
Sure.
at 2:45 with a
Sure.
dick pic.
Yeah.
Like that's like those type of people. It's a very specific person where you're like, oh, all right, cool. They are putting bait on the line.
Yeah.
And either there's going to be a fish or there's not, because there's no in between with that. You blast out a dick pic to somebody that late with a "you up" text. And if somebody replies, it's one thing and one thing only.
Right. And then if you don't get a reply.
One-way ticket to Pound Town.
Right.
If you don't get a reply, or like I'm disgusted or that's gross, Greg.
Sure.
Why would you do that, Greg?
Sure.
Like then,
Then
got
just
some
kill
issues.
yourself.
Yeah.
Just kill yourself.
Yeah, just kill
It's
yourself.
Okay.
That's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. But that's my theory on dick pics, nudes,
Yeah.
of the sort.
Yeah. But I got a little insight into like what really you guys are doing with the dick pics, because again, I found the folder and
Sure.
I definitely understand now. And
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
guys, if it's a funny thing and you guys think it's as
Still goes
funny
on.
as we do, actually
To this day, still goes on to this day. Like,
Yeah.
I
get
can't.
it.
I'll put it this way: in the last calendar month, I can't even add up how many dicks my friends have sent me. I can't even put a number on it. I'd ballpark it at 20, but I don't know.
What if we did that? Like, as girls, like, what if you're just like, just send a tit.
Yeah,
What's up, girl?
yeah.
Like,
Blast me with a tit pic.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
There's no equivalent to to that joke that you guys have for us. We're not like send a pussy pic. Like,
Yeah.
we don't do anything like that.
No.
We're very like most of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's the stray whore that's.
I guess I don't know that like sends tit pics to their friends. I
Yeah.
have no idea. I don't want to like have to apologize for offending people that do that.
Yeah,
But
Yeah. But
I just think it'd be crazy.
Ah,
Strange.
Look, maybe we've started a new trend.
Hey,
You know,
listen, maybe we can find
maybe
get that big pancake titty.
Yeah. Send me that. What?
Yeah.
Oh, what up?
What up, girl?
What up, Karen?
Yeah.
Fuck you, Karen.
We still meeting for drinks, girl?
Yeah. You blast me with
I
that
don't
tit
know.
pic.
I'll try it.
No, Karen.
I'll try it with some of my mom friends. See how it goes down. See how they like it.
Yeah. See how you start off with your mom's friends.
Yeah,
Could
yeah.
you imagine?
Listen, they're my friends, so we'll see. If it's gonna fly.
Your
it's gonna
mom's friends
fly.
are your friends?
No, mom, like other moms.
Oh, okay. Because I was
My
gonna be
mom-
like, man,
Actually, my mom's
that's
friends. would
random.
be,
Yeah.
like,
Hey,
way,
just-
they're super hippies.
I thought you were gonna
so-
start with people in their 60s and then go down.
Okay,
So,
kind
like,
of
as
the
a-
control group.
Well,
sure,
yeah,
sure,
a test
sure.
audience. Yeah,
Okay.
test audience.
Okay.
Of like, hey,
Well, that's what you want me to do. That's what I'll do.
I'm not saying you have to.
No, I'm sending tit pics to my mom's friends. I
Great.
guess is what you just told me to do.
I will press send. Now it just went out to your entire family.
Yeah.
You would be the first. You would be a pioneer.
I would.
And it's about that time that we get to the revolutionary figure of the week.
All right.
This is a man. I don't want to say it's a god among men. I don't want to say it's a boy without a crown. But he is the centerpiece of today's modern bathroom. I'm talking about one man. I'm talking about Sir John Harrington. In 1596, old Sir John, or Sir Jan, if you're having problems pronouncing your J's, created the first modern flushable toilet. He was an English courtier. Don't even know what a courtier is. I'm assuming he courted somebody or courted somebody else or squired someone. He was a courtier and the godson of Queen Elizabeth I. No shit. Look at that. Learn something new every day. Queenie, the one stick. She actually had somebody who created the first modern flushable toilet for her. Harrington's device was called the 2-foot deep oval bowl, waterproofed with pitch, resin, and wax, and fed by water from an upstairs cistern. Look at that. You learn something new every day. It says that it's required 7.5 gallons of water, which to me, I'm going to be honest, it sounds like a lot for back in the day. So to you, Sir John. we salute you and your revolutionary moment of the day. That's it, kids. This was a fun show tonight. We learned a lot. More importantly, you learned a lot about me. You also learned a lot about my dick. Maybe one day it'll be hanging. A bronze statue of it will be hanging over the latest Queen Elizabeth's bed at nights. And I can be a revolutionary figure in history. But until that day, I'm just a man, same as you. Just walking around with my big dumb dick, trying to figure out the world and trying to make things happen. So, for the Jablers, I am Ross Patterson. This is The Revolution. Good night, everyone, or good afternoon, wherever you're watching this. Fuck, could be in Australia. Love you.